Right, now the next weekend, and here goes the first time I'm going to be butchering the van. So this is going to be for the front max fan. I've measured, I've drawn around the template, mastered up. So slightly scary thing, apparently once you do about 2 or 3 holes it gets a lot easier after that to butcher your van. So yeah, so all the usual stuff, jigsaw, drill, got a bag taped underneath to catch all the filings and stuff, and off I go. And this is using the North Devon Campers ring to go around the top, which makes it a lot easier to actually measure and draw where you need to be. See how we got on. This is very scary. Right, hole cut. That's come out really well. Shitloads of swarf on the roof, which I need to clear up in a minute, and of course it's gone and drifted all into a puddle that's sitting on the roof, so it's going to be a real messy clean up job. But that's gone quite well. So that's the ring underneath. There's my hole. I've cut my brand new van. Happy days. But it went really well. Used a new jigsaw blade, and it went through it quite easily. Corners a little bit on the rough side, but it all fits like so. So it's got a hammer ice around the bare metal edges, and then roughen up the edges and put primer on it, and then I'll start to dry fit it and then put it all in place, stick it all in place. Cool. Right, it's the time to do the back fan on the van. So front one was in a couple of weekends ago. It's rained, it's not leaked, it works, powered it up, job done, so happy with that. That was the easier one. So now I'm trying to measure for the back fan. So the thing I need to do, so it spins round, is have the fan as far back on the roof as I can. It's obviously going to be above the bedroom, that's not a problem, because in terms of the real estate, I think I have enough room in front of the rear fan to mount 2 solar panels and give clearance for the max fan dome, which is going to be going, I think, in that section there. So basically I've got to give myself enough clearance. Now, this is where it gets really crazily tight. So the fan needs to go as far forward as it possibly can, go back slightly, so that when it's in its down position it clears the reversing camera at the back. I need probably about 4 centimetres, well no, I need 3 centimetres overall from the roof to the bottom of the fan housing when it's in the down position. And I'm going to just go around to go up on the roof. So I've marked out where I think I need it. So problem I've got is that the roof really starts to dip at the back. And you follow the contour of the roof, and if you mount the gasket mounting ring, whatever you want to call it, I need from the back of that about 20 centimetres before I get to 3 centimetres depth, which is the depth of the ring plus the 2 centimetres till you get to the bottom of the fan. And if I put this ring on where it needs to go, so I've just marked it out in terms of where I'm going to be cutting. So it's just in front of this grommet. And we put a bit of wood on there. Point at which I get to 2 centimetres, so it's 2 centimetres drop plus the centimetre on that, and that needs to go down a smidge, so just move that like so. Probably not going to come off very well, but that 2 centimetres measures to there, which is about 17.5 centimetres to the front of where the hole will be. In order, the tail of the fan is about 20 centimetres, 20 and a bit centimetres, about there. So, which means that I haven't got the depth if I follow the contour of the roof. So my plan is cut the hole off, put the gasket as far forward as I can so I can still put the wooden frame in front of the rear beam, the rearmost beam inside, and then I think I'm going to have to pack out with a bit of mastic tape the roof like so, to take into account the drop on the roof, because the roof drops crazily away. That's kind of level with the roof. See how far it drops off when you get to the back of the roof. If I take the thing to the back of the roof, then it slopes down. That's how I lose the height. So yeah, I'm going to have to pack it out a bit really, but I'm hoping that will then still be waterproof. We need some mastic tape, and obviously lots of Sikaflex, and see how we go. Right, another day, another bit of work on the van. It's been actually a couple of weeks. We were away last weekend, so taking the floor up properly, because Tom, my son's car, is now back out the garage. Finally, after several weeks, I'll be able to make use of my garage to put store stuff in. So the plan today, you should probably hear, is to do some insulation inside, because this is now peeing down with rain. So I was going to do the roof bars, roof rails, whatever you want to call them, but that's later when the rain dies down. So got all the electrics, those have arrived. So the job this week, so I'm off this week, got a week's holiday, is to start to run the first fit electrics. But in the meantime, I'm going to start to crack on with insulating all the doors, because there's not going to be any electrics running through the doors. So lower half of the back doors, bottom half of the sliding door, and I'll stuff some insulation material up there as well. So with the bottom of the doors, I guess I probably could put PIL board in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sound deaden them, use the Dodo thermo liner, and then pack the rest of it with the fleece, so that will then make them as insulated as I possibly can get, given the cavity inside them. The good news is that the fans aren't leaking, so We've had a lot of rain over the past week. It's currently beginning of February. So yes, they've been really good, not leaked at all, so really happy with those. Yes, that's job today, and then once it stops raining, possibly, is then crack on with the roof rails this afternoon. See how good I'm going to have to be getting on with anyway. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll see how we get on later on. Right, so what I've done with the doors, I've just started to put the panel back in the top, but in the lower piece I've packed as much of the Dodo liner, stuck that in the cavity as much as I can, a bit of sound deadening, and then stuffed as much of the recycled bottle wool, whatever it's called, in all the cavities. Tried to get it all up inside the doors. Managed to, so by putting gloves on, so I've managed to skin my knuckles so much, sharp metal everywhere. And this bit down here I've put trim adhesive on just to stick the wool in place, so it's going to fall out. So because we're not going to be paneling the doors just yet, and then it all obviously all to fall out and get manky and stuff, so I'm just putting all the panels back on for the time being, and then we'll sort it all out later on. Right, I'm really crap at catching up on filming with this thing. I've had the week off. It's Friday, I don't know, like the 15th, no, 16th Feb, something like that. So, can't remember where I got to last time. So what I've done is put 10mm Dodo matting into as many cavities as I can. Those are all going to be filled with the recycled bottle wool. When I've done the first fix electrics, so I need to keep all these clear so I can run cables easily, and then I'll pack around the cables when they're in. I should get everything right, get the conduit right. So other cavities I've stuffed in bottle wool in there. All the door panels are full, and I've then started putting in PIR board. So tip I got from Greg Virgo is I got a whole load of reject stuff off of Facebook Marketplace. It's fine, does the job, apart from one bit's got a chuffing great big hole in it, which I'll fill with a bit of foam. Slightly balls up that I've put 50mm in these cavities, and it's really just that little bit too proud. So I think I'll take those out and put 40mm in instead. So I foil typed around it. These really difficult areas, I'll just put layers of Dodo matting in there, and when I come to ply the walls I'll probably put a layer of recycled bottle wool in there as well, just to fill up the cavity. And also started putting up the battens now for the ceiling, because I'm about to start putting the PIR board up in the ceiling. I'll probably go to about here because it really starts to dip down. Hopefully get enough flex on the board, and then this last bit I'll probably put bottle wool in there, because they're going to be all covered by cupboards anyway. You've got cupboards running down the length of here, shower, and then bed from kind of pretty much about here onwards, which is about the 2 metre mark. So yeah, so putting in the ceiling next, and then I'm going to start to run the first fix electrics. Worked out what the wiring plan needs to look like in terms of what needs to run where. So she's going to be running the cables, all the connections and stuff I'll sort out later on. So ticking on quite nicely really. Might get around to doing the floor at some point. I'm still not decided on what heating system I'm going to go with yet. I'm still torn between going for a Truma, even though it's crazily expensive, or a bobble system, and I keep flip-flapping between the two. So that's where I am at the moment. So yeah, ticking on quite nicely, quite happy the way it's going. Riv nuts are a pain in the arse. You've got to be really careful because they cross thread like crazy. I don't know whether I've got a cheap riv nut tool or just cheap riv nuts, God knows. Let's see how that goes on that one. So yeah, that's the update at the moment.